Hello, House of Mouse Reviews here for today's review, and it is Marvel Zombies. First season. Now, look, I don't know if there is going to be a second season of this. I know it is suggested there will be. There's been a lot of people saying, oh, there's going to be a second season, but I don't know. But so I'm just going to leave the title as just Marvel Zombies in for this, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I guess what I should start off by saying is what I think of what came before, which is What If episode of Marvel Zombies, which this is a continuation of that episode. That episode of What If from season one is my favorite episode. I loved it. I mean, I think it's easily one of the best episodes of the show. I loved watching it. I still go back to watch it every time I can, anytime I can. I think it's one of I think the six most watched episodes of What If for me. Though interesting enough, as I think I said in when I reviewed the third season earlier this year, I think I watch there are four episodes I go back to from season one. Only and there's two from two or three in seasons two. I haven't gone back to really watch any of the episodes from season three outside of what once with the hut with the Howard the Duck and Darcy Lewis episode that I have rewatched that I like, but other than that, not really. No, I haven't really gone back to the other episodes. They're not all bad. I mean, some of them are whatever. But what I'm saying is, I love the episode of the the What If Zombies episode from What If. That was one of my favorites. So when I heard they were going to do a spin-off series based on it, I was excited. I thought, see how the story continues for the survivors of the episode. See new characters come in. Where will this go? I was excited. I thought there was a lot they could really do with this and, expand on things. Of course, some things they would have to work around with, obviously, with Chadwick Boseman's death and everything. Um, but yeah, it was gonna be interesting what they would do. And well, here we go. So the center is just basically the next a few more another group of survivors, other heroes in the MCU, banding together to hopefully try and find a way to end the zombie plague while being chased by zombie Wanda, uh, the zombie Scarlet Witch, basically. They will eventually meet up with Peter Parker and Scott Lang, and they too have to figure out how to stop zombie Wanda from taking over everything. Um, the main star is Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel, and I think she's a good choice to have her be the main protagonist of the series. I really do enjoy her. Yeah, and Marvelani, she's really good at this role, and it's always good to see her return. I don't know what they're going to do with the character because I mean it's been said that after the events of Doomsday and Secret Wars, they're going to write out Captain Marvel. But I really hope they keep Miss Marvel around. She's a keeper. Love her. She's really good. We do see again. Uh, we s- we get we get the return of Kate Bishop, aka Hawkeye, to return. That's always good. Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, returns, and I'm okay with it. And they're Kamala's friends. We see Shang-Chi and Katie return. Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man and the Wasp and WandaVision returns. Cool. A bit of a cameo from Helmut Zemo and John Walker. And yeah, a few others here and there. Valkyrie's in it. Always good to see her. Um, yeah, and of course, as I said, Spider-Man returns, Ant-Man returns. We see a few other people from from the Masters of the Mystic Arts appear, which is good because obviously with even though Doctor Strange is dead in this universe, it's good to see that the other members of Kamar-Taj survived, and yeah, it's good to see that they're okay. We even get to see Thor for a little bit, and I was glad to see that because obviously this takes place during the What If Zombies episode takes place during the events of the Infinity War in the main timeline, so it was good to see Thor show up and see what's going on there with him, even if we get a bit of a cameo from Rocket and Groot. Um, yeah, so yeah, and we see all the other zombies of show up as well. Um, yeah, I love all the voice acting. Great, I've already mentioned Marvelani. She's great. Um, Simu, Simu, Simu Liu and Aquafina are good, as is Randall Park. And Paul Rudd, always good to see him in a role. Hudson Phillips is becoming one of my favorite Spider-Man Peter Parkers. Honestly, I really enjoy him, and Tessa Thompson always great too. Um, Elizabeth Olsen returns in this, which I'll talk about that later with Scarlet Witch. Um, and yeah, I'm glad that as I said, I'm glad they answered a lot of questions with that were left unanswered from the original episode. Like what happened at the end when what happened when Peter Parker, Scott Lang, and T'Challa arrived in Wakanda for the Mind Stone and encountered zombie Thanos. That was actually good to see. What happened to the Hulk when he stayed behind to fight Wanda? What happened to what was going on with other characters that we didn't see in an episode? Um, uh, oh yeah, we also see Florence Pugh and David Harbour return as Yelena Belova and Red and Alexei Shostakov as well, so that's good to see. Yeah, yeah, that um, I think the only thing I'm still left unanswered from the original episode is where is Natasha Romanoff? Because I was hoping I'd see her zombie show up in this, but I don't think it does. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed by that. Yeah, and of course I don't know where the main Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, we see Rocket and Groot show up before, but that's about it. So we don't see Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis, and Nebula show up. I'm not saying Gamora because if you know the events of Infinity War, you know what happens to her. Um, Nick Fury, another one I don't know where his whereabouts are, but maybe we'll get answers some other point if there is a season two. Um, but yeah, I'm glad they do that, but I do have some problems, and let's start with the big thing, which is Wanda. Look, I think it's good to hear Elizabeth Olsen return, and it does sort of make sense that the Mind Stone being the key to what was supposed to end the apocalypse, and given that Wanda's powers are from the Mind Stone, you would expect her to eventually evolve as a zombie. But I don't know, like just basically what she does in this is so similar to Multiverse of Madness, bar the ending, and I don't know, like I was never. I kind of would have liked that they kept Wanda a mute, honestly. Like her powers, how she was treated in the original episode was great. She was a really good threat in that episode, and it was kind of a bit terrifying. With this, now that she talks and how she acts, I mean, she does puppet control Okoye zombie, which is okay. I don't mind that, but I just think they could have kept her mute, honestly, and the threat would still been there, you know. And her plan, I don't know. I don't really agree with it because, yeah, let's get on with it. The ending. This is basically the same ending as the Ironheart show, and if you remember from my review of that, I did not like that ending. So basically, Wanda's doing what is basically trying to get to Kamala in the same line that Mephisto was doing with Riri Williams in Ironheart, and obviously it leads to that, and I really didn't like it. I was like, oh, come on, not again. Look, I get it. Kamala's in this sort of desperation when she see in the climax and trying to figure out what is the right decision. But I don't know, like, why did she have to do that? And, given what Wanda does in this, and as I said, her plan is very similar to her plan in Multiverse of Madness with America Chavez. Um, I don't know, like, I really didn't want to see that again. Once is enough. I mean, I liked what she did in what Multiverse of Madness, regardless of what other people thought. So I was okay with that, but I didn't like it. I don't like it here because Kamala is a lot different than. America in Multiverse of Madness or Riri in Ironheart. So I kind of didn't want to see that, you know, with her. I mean, it does hint towards bigger things to come if there is a second season, especially with who is most likely who's probably still alive at the end of the show. I'm not going to say who is definitely dead or not, but yeah, I I really hope they do things right if there is a second season. I've also given up praise. It was good to finally see Eric Brooks, aka Blade, show up in any sort of capacity in the MCU. I mean, we've been teased that he's going to come since Eternals, but we haven't seen him. We haven't seen the movie come. The movie's been in limbo, so we don't know what the character's going when they eventually do this. Outside of Wesley Snipes returning as in a cameo in Deadpool Wolverine. So it was good to see him in this and have take over the role as Moon Knight. Is actually not too bad. He's actually one of the best characters in this. How badass he is and everything, and having actors Conchu's Avatar and Conchu make an appearance too with F. Murray Abraham returning to voice him. That's cool. Yeah, there's and having him interact with Valkyrie. Um, that's also nice too. Yeah, yeah. There's some good stuff in this, and that's the thing. It's good. It is really good, and honestly, I think it could have been in the in the great category of 8 and 9, had it not been for really Wanda's plan and the ending. But of course, it could change if we get a second season, which I kind of hope they do. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the Marvel shows after Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 2 next year, because nothing else has been confirmed. I mean, I think because I know obviously at the end of this year there's Wonder Man, then there's Daredevil season 2. There's also the Punisher special, Disney Plus special. Trying to remember what the other one is. Oh, Vision Quest. Vision Quest. We're getting that too. And then of course you got the movies with brand new Spider-Man, Brand New Day, and Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. So I'm not sure when it will come, but you can only hope. I don't think I think this is. I will say I do enjoy this more than Eyes of Wakanda, just because at least these are characters that are established. And with Ice Wakanda, I was kind of a bit critical because I never saw these characters beforehand. To see, so it was kind of hard for me to form a connection with them in just a short amount of time. And the fact we're jumping through different time periods in Wakanda's history didn't help. So I enjoy this more. And plus, I think the animation looks a little bit better here than it did in Eyes of Wakanda, but I don't know, it's just me. But for me, I gotta give this a 7 out of 10 has stars. It's good, could have been great, just had a few issues with the story. Maybe it could get better for season 2. Well, in terms of what's next for the reviews, I would have to imagine next will be Tron Ares, I think, in terms of coming out of theaters. And there's probably another big review to come, and who knows, maybe I still have ideas for top 10 lists. Could be similar to what I just did with my top 10 Disney straight to video songs. Could be something like that, but it could also be something different. I don't know. But you have to wait and see. But in the meantime, House of Friends Reviews is out, and I shall see you for the next video. Ciao!